It started with a brief email informing me that a check would be delayed, but it also conveyed an Easter greeting from a diocesan priest who I and other priests in my religious community assist, since he's alone and is the pastor of the largest parish in the diocese. He acknowledged that with the pandemic, parish life has had its challenges. Living alone and apart from parishioners, learning to use modern-day technology, stream Mass and other religious services. For my part, I replied saying that living in a religious community with 20 other priests, together for daily liturgical celebrations, meals, fraternity, was helping us navigate the challenges of the pandemic. He replied that at times such as this, he wished that he too were a member of a religious community. It was only later, when I was preparing the homily for Mass today and read the first reading from the Acts of the Apostles and how St. Peter described the community of believers who were of one heart and one mind, and no one claimed any of the possessions as their own, that I had one of those moments when all I could think of was, that's what I'm living at this very moment. I've been a religious for over 50 years and have tried to live out the constitutions of my religious congregation, but this was a eureka moment, a moment of truly sensing satisfaction and believing that the life I was living in community with 20 other brother priests was what St. Peter just described. In some respects, this eureka moment was occasioned by restrictions imposed by both religious and governmental authorities who advised us to remain in place, do not leave the property. Only 2 of our members had to leave. Both are chaplains at veterans hospitals. During the pandemic, we have been praying together more often in common, have meals in common, since individuals no longer must conduct services for the other entities. We struggle with social distancing at community meals, leaving empty chairs alongside one another in the chapel, all part of our efforts to be of one mind and one heart. These thoughts I'm sharing with you were penned as I read the Gospel today and the exchange that Jesus had with Nicodemus about being born from above. Nicodemus, the wind blows where it wills, and you can hear the sound it makes, but you don't know where it comes from. Faith is like that. There is so much we will never fully understand, and Jesus commented that we are knowledgeable about many things, or as he put it, teachers, and this kind of knowledge can sometimes stifle our quest for the truth about God, about Jesus. And yet there are times we do know and do understand, and we speak of what we know and testify to what we have experienced. By the grace of God, I've been living in an intentional religious community in many ways like the one that Peter described in the Acts of the Apostles today. And the Holy Spirit and the resurrected Christ that Peter spoke of as being present in his community is with us today. The wind that blew through that community Peter described is blowing among us. And like them, we too believe Jesus is risen. In our prayer, let's ask God for his guidance as we seek to be of one heart and one mind in our families, in our church, in our local communities.